All right, welcome back. I keep saying this, but this is Dave Barker, Minnesota State University of Moorhead graduate, class of 2012. I love saying that. We're going to talk about feature reporting now, and I'm going to argue when I got into the business, there were a lot of people that came up for the wire services. A lot of the TV reporters came from wire services or journalists from newspapers. These features, man, you do in television, nah, I don't like doing that stuff. Well, to me, I would go back with somebody who said that by saying, well, you don't do features because they're harder. You know, because to me, you do a hard news story, kind of easy, just talk about this hard news event because it's kind of interesting and, you know, the audience, it's a new thing and all. But a feature, to me, to be a really compelling feature is really, really hard.
This goes around your ears like that. I cleaned it, okay? Tell me if you can hear it. It's so strong.
Oh, yeah.
I am so sorry. And I thank you at the same time.
I'm so glad you're good. What it must be like for those families.
You got to have, you know, great photography and great writing and great subject matter. You can't just do a feature story like you do hard news. Here's an example. Like it's called Famous, F-A-M-E-U-S. We actually won an Emmy for this. Took about 3-4 hours to shoot one day. These are about kids who made money during intermissions on Broadway in New York City.
As the day's final rays dissolve into the waters of the Hudson come the beginning sounds of a New York tradition. Performances where the lights are natural and the music is real. Innovative art that takes years to perfect. Street artists who drum out the sounds of a very old art form that add color to the already common sights of America's most famous city. And all of these artists seem to have the very same dream.
I want to make a movie.
You want to be famous someday?
Yes!
Meek, who lives in Harlem, is the leader of the troupe that entertains outside Broadway shows during intermissions.
I'm 23.
How long have you done it?
Since I was about 6.
No kidding. This street veteran knows no other life.
And this is something I like to do. And it's a job. This is my job right here. All donations, gladly appreciated. There we go. I could be dead tired out here, but if it's a show going on, I'm going to get in it because this is what I feel. You know what I mean? This is in the heart.
Are you as good as the people in that play?
I'm better. I think I'm better. I don't let this downgrade me and make me feel like I'm not just as bad. I feel I'm better than just as anybody in these Broadway plays.
How do you think they compared?
This was more exciting.
And the dream can be dangerous. Look as these dancers actually dodge traffic during their show. And they're often chased away by cops who tell me they just don't want someone getting hurt. But after this show was closed down, they just race to another block and find another crowd.
Some of us have been locked up for this. You know, it's hard working on the street.
What is it that keeps performers like Meek on the streets of Broadway while others make it to Broadway? What is that thing that transforms true talent into fame? We asked Patty Rothberg, a rock star with 2 hit songs. She's been on MTV and the big talk shows. And guess where it all started? On New York's 1 and 9 subway line. That was 7 years ago. 2 years after playing underground, she suddenly found herself in the grip of fame. Though at the time, she wasn't looking for it. But she ran into a record producer. That conversation led to a record deal. She's now working on her 2nd album and practicing for another national tour.
I'd never thought of it in terms of money. I always thought of it in terms of a fun time, you know, like the journey.
A journey, she said, should begin with an artist just deciding what they want to say. Then practice and play solely for the love of it.
I don't think that just to be famous for the sake of being famous is ever worthwhile.
And like what happened to Patty, if these performers are seen by the right person someday, perhaps they too can leave the streets. If not...
How long? Until Until I die.
Until you die.
Yeah. That's in me. I've been doing this for years. I don't think it's gonna stop until my legs is broke. Right spot, right time. That's all.
But right now, the only spot they have is the streets.
I just gotta wait, be patient. That's what the Lord said, be patient.
Again, another feature was involved with a very big, hard news story, and that was following Katrina. This is called The Buddy You Never Knew. This was a guy who went through the storm Katrina, the force of Katrina, all by himself. But you know, to him, it was just another day.
We headed out of New Orleans across nearly empty bridges and huge concrete highway connectors still littered with cars, abandoned when Katrina hit. We headed into a land we'd not seen since disaster struck. Damage was evident in the trees out here on the edge of the bayous next to the Mississippi River. And suddenly we looked over and saw...
I'm David Blake with the United Radio Broadcasters of New Orleans.
We saw one man sitting alone on his porch, listening to the news on a battery-powered radio. His house seemed to have come through the storm fairly well, but his abandoned neighborhood was hurting badly.
Now, your house did okay, but my goodness. Describe this, all these trees and power lines.
And them oak trees, they're tough trees. Yeah, them oaks.
Yeah, that oak's probably more than 100 years old, huh?
Yeah, I bet you.
His name is Buddy Filou, 65 years old, a retired concrete worker, bachelor, living alone, surrounded by the vestiges of the most damaging storm in U.S. history.
Of course, you probably heard about all the levee breaches in the New Orleans area. Well, there's a levee right outside Buddy's neighborhood. Look what's happening here. You can see some breaks in the concrete here, but the levee definitely held. But man, look at here. This is a debris line. All the trees here, this is how far the water came, right literally to the top of this levee. On the other side, this is just ground here. Had this given way, I can promise you, Buddy, and that entire neighborhood, it would have been gone. What happened when it came through?
It just was a lot of wind and a lot of rain. When the wind had the trees blowing, leaning over.
Yeah, but you're the only one right here, huh?
Yeah, I'm the only one here.
Why are you staying?
Well, I don't like crowds of people.
You don't like crowds?
No, I don't like crowds. So.
Man, I can't imagine what you guys went through. Were you scared?
Yeah, I was scared.
That was a dumb question, wasn't it?
Yeah. All them big trees falling.
I mean, how bad did it get inside? I mean, what did you think was happening out there?
Well, I know the storm was passing. That's all I can say. And the wind was real high. Woo, it was high.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Look at that big tree there.
Wow. Another one, huh? Yeah. You get real respect from Mother Nature, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
So what are you going to do from now on?
Well, just stay here. I don't retire, I don't have to go to work, so.
Buddy says he gets by on just $600 a month in Social Security and also makes a few bucks raising okra.
I raise garden too. I grow okra.
I like it fried.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. I like it smothered.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, exactly.
There's some shrimp and all that up in it, yeah.
His okra field's about a half mile across a debris-strewn field. We couldn't get across. Buddy says half of the crop is gone.
What about the next time when a hurricane comes? You know it's coming.
I'm gone. I won't be here for the next one.
As for supplies, he's got some, but has to work hard to keep them stocked and travels to a small town a very long distance away.
80 miles?
Mm-hmm.
Just to get ice, food, water?
Ice, food, water.
What do you?
Well, the guard give me water. They give me 5 cases of water.
Who's been good to you?
The National Guard.
The National Guard?
Yeah.
You believe in God?
Yes, I believe in God.
Have you been praying?
Oh, yeah. I don't pray.
Has it been helping?
Yes, it's been helping.
Hot day today, huh?
Yeah.
You need some water?
All right.
All right. Jerky?
Yeah.
Beef jerky? You like sports drinks?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hang on, we're not done yet.
You ain't done yet.
These are my favorites.
Okay.
All right, man.
We had plenty in our car. Should be enough to save Buddy one of those 80-mile trips.
Does life just go on or what?
Yeah, life just go on. It's just one of those things. Mother Nature. Yeah. There ain't nothing you can do but try to go on with it.
In high definition, Dave Barker, Voom, HD News, English Turn, Louisiana.
Boy, I hate to say this, but feature reporters are kind of dinosaurs these days because features take time to produce and that costs money. But when you do features, remember to build them around people like Buddy Filou and all those amazing kids performing on the streets of Broadway, okay? Now, how do I know this works? Well, just look at a typical Super Bowl these days. All those features in the pregame are introducing you to the people they want you to care about so that you'll watch the game.